is the VOR. Very high frequency, omnidirectional radar. They used them in World War II. All the way from Birmingham, Alabama, we are at the one and only Omni Hotel in Dallas, Texas. Area that is very, very popular for conferences. This is a beautiful hotel right here. We're pretty much looking at Commerce. That's the Greyhound station right there. And probably some of this is in Tree of Life, which is Terrence Malick movie. But that is the Bank of America building, which I've used that building quite a bit, some of my shorts and some of my one of my features, Once in a Lifetime. See it right there. We're returning on Elm. Big time building right there. And this one right here is new. I've seen some of the construction of that building right there. I don't know much about it, but it's a brand new building. It was being constructed probably a year and a half ago. And I got some of the footage of that. This is Elm right here. So JFK was traveling on Houston, which is down that way, and this direction, which is north. So he was going north on Houston, then he turns left, which is headed east. I'm sorry, left, which is headed west. He was headed, left, which is western, on Elm. So it was going Houston, and he turns to the left, and about maybe 40 or 50 feet on Elm is when the first shot rang out, hitting him in the neck. I know, I'm trying to go. Give me a second. And he travels down this way, which is basically Elm. Taxi. Crossing Austin Street. Okay, so the next one over, I'm gonna try to do this, it's kind of difficult to do. It's gonna be what's called, this one is Market, the other one is, and then there's Houston, Crossing Market. This is the West End over here. It's a great place for restaurants, clubs, things like that. Record Street is the name of it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Abraham Zapruder had his office over here for his tailor business. He was a tailor, and his secretary him went to Dealey Plaza to record JFK, and she helped him study the shot. And he stood up on this little platform, concrete platform, with his I guess it was a Super 8, film. He used actual film and began filming. Not a whole lot of footage, but enough to change the world. Let's just put it that way. And it was only a few moments that he got on actual, I believe it was 8mm, but I'll have to find out the exact millimeter later. It'd probably be on Wikipedia, but I want to say it was right here. That was Abraham Zapruder's. According to a vlog that I saw, I think the guy's name, or the guy Adam the Woo, he did a vlog of it. So he only had to walk a few blocks to get set up with his camera. And then he politely gave the footage to Secret Service, who used it for the Warren Commission, and eventually the world got to see it. Here it is. This is Houston. So JFK would have been traveling on Houston this way from that direction where the tower was, Reunion Tower. So he would be going down Houston from the direction of the tower, going this way towards West End, turning on Elm from Houston, going that way. Now, we're going to cut here. Okay, so John F. Kennedy would have been traveling from that direction, which is Houston Street, and be going down Houston towards Elm. I don't know for sure if it's a street or avenue, but he would have turned left here. Oswald would have been on the 6th floor right there. That's the 6th floor on that corner side. The first shot is marked right here. Boom, got him in the neck where the horn honked. That was another shot bounced off, and that was a headshot right there, coming from that direction. It would have passed under this bridge, on the Elm side, under this bridge, headed towards Parkland Hospital. And he would be pronounced dead at Parkland. They said he was still kind of talking, kind of mumbling as he got to the hospital, Parkland. I've done this pass many times, different ways. Probably maybe 20, 30, maybe 40 times. Very similar. And then you can see the backside of the Texas Book Depository there, where Oswald did exit and was confronted by a police officer. Marin, I believe is his name. Marin was a motorcycle police officer that was actually riding 2 cars back behind the press car with JFK. So he immediately went and started surveying that building and stopped Oswald. Oswald's manager came out and told him that he had worked there, and he was dismissed, where Oswald exited the front of the building. He went back in, and then he exited the front right underneath where he fired the shot. He immediately took a bus to, I believe, which I haven't been, but to where his room that he was staying with his Russian wife and child. Then he left that area. Some say that's where he got his pistol, or he had it on him already, but I think that's where he got his pistol. He left the rifle at the Texas Book Depository. Then he headed towards Oak Cliff, where the Texas Theater was located, where he encountered, it was a few blocks from Oak Cliff, or it was around Oak Cliff area, a few blocks from the theater, walking distance basically, at a bus stop. That's where he encountered J.D. Tippett, who was another police officer, Dallas police officer. He unloaded, when the officer pulled up next to him, I guess began to talk to him, he unloaded the gun into J.D. Tippett. I think it was a revolver. I don't know the type of gun, but anyway, he killed him, and J.D. Tippit would die on the scene. There was a witness that described Oswald's features to the local police department and the radio station, which was released. Oswald would go to the Texas Theater area at a shoe store, 2 stores down from, or like 2 or 3 stores down from the Texas Theater, where he would go in and shop for shoes, or pretend like he was shopping for shoes. And the manager there saw that was suspicious and ended up calling the police. He went to the Texas Theater and walked inside. The manager of that shoe store, who was interviewed, basically reported him to the police, and the police went in from, I believe, the rear entrance, where I think he was let in by the manager of the shoe store, and he opened the door for them. They went in and apprehended him, supposedly beating him up a little bit, because I think he said something. There were some famous words he said, something like, "This is it," or something like that, and jumped up. I think he had his gun on him, so they went ahead and wrestled him. There's the Renaissance. All right, we're back. Just got a gig coming out of Walmart. It looks like it's going to be a 3.5 hour thing. I don't know the dispersed amount. We're going to keep track of that. They're offering about $51 on this one gig, but it's, I think, 15 separate deliveries. They're all the way from, I think it's just a green plate. I can't tell, but it says it's got a name called Omni Dog. But anyway, that's the Omni right there. Omni. I'm sorry, Anatole. Sorry, scratch that. The Anatole. The Omni's further way back, way over there. That's the Hilton Anatole. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I know I make mistakes. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I try to go and do voiceovers over the mistakes. I messed up a lot of the Peter the Wolf thing the other day when we were by Buc-ee's. I know that the cat is represented by the clarinet. Okay, I know the strings are well, Peter is represented by the strings, and the cat is represented by the clarinet. The duck is represented by the oboe. The wolf is represented by the French horns. I should know these things. One time I played the Peter the Wolf, narrated by David Bowie, the whole Peter and the Wolf. Well, not all of it, but a big chunk of it. I have it. I actually own a copy of it. Well, I have a copy that I got off the internet a long time ago. I played that for David, my son David, and my son's response, well, he sat like right over there. His response was wolf. So I was teaching him about Peter and the Wolf. He was very little. He was just at kindergarten. And that's what he said, wolf. It's like, that's right, David, wolf. All right. I just wanted to show the skyline of Dallas. Dallas is a very exciting thing for me. It always has been my entire life. Pretty cool town for me. I grew up in Fort Worth, but I used to come to Dallas on the weekends as a teenager to go to a club called Level 5 in the West End, not too far from where JFK was assassinated. And we would dance all night at Level 5 until morning. They usually would let us go around no later than 7 or 8 in the morning, but we'd get there around 10. We'd dance all night. They're all the way from Rhode Island. And then when there's another club that was deep on Elm called Industry, and we would sometimes go to Industry. And then there was another one called Star Club. Supposedly, rumors David Bowie had shown up there. There was rumors that Tina Turner had gone there, Mick Jagger. It was a Dallas club that was open all night. That when they would open, they would serve ecstasy to you for free, because it was not illegal. And they're all the way from Florida. And that was the rumor. So, but they did. Eventually, they outlawed ecstasy, and then it was, given to people in like cups underneath the sofas and stuff. And inside the place was littered with sofas. It had a glass floor in one area. There was a staircase that went down. A lot of punks would go there just because they thought it was fun. There was a big punk scene in Dallas. I guess I was part of it. I was a new waver, so I was into like Depeche Mode and Joy Division. But I did like the Ramones. The Ramones did come here to the Bomb Factory to play. My friend got to see them. And I saw Fugazi. I was introduced to Fugazi at the Bomb Factory before they had air conditioning. Now the Bomb Factory is very commercial, and people like Willie Nelson will play there. They bring in all different types of music. They even bring in Iron Maiden came there the other year, like 2 years ago. That is actually called the Bomb Factory, which we're nowhere near right now. That's in the Deep Ellum area, right down the road or across the way from Dots, where you can get like 100 draft beers on tap. I just saw the W and I didn't say anything about it, but that was the after party for David Lynch's Inland Empire. Was the W? Yeah, it's right there.
Slow down on I-30 East,
the W,
causing a delay.
right there. David Lynch had his after party there. Yeah, we know about the slowdown. Now, I did meet David Lynch later on in my life at, I believe it was called the Magnolia Theater, where USA Film Festival was held, and he exhibited Inland Empire, and I got to meet him, talk to him about script writing, and his answer whenever I asked him is everything scripted, he said, "Yes, Cole, everything is scripted." And I said, okay. But I found out later Inland Empire was improv. There's the W. That's the after party that he went to. We didn't get to see him at the after party, but we saw him at the screening, the premiere of Inland Empire at USA Film Festival. We were there. And it was very weird, very strange, very strange how it was presented. So a guitar player came out and played some licks on a guitar before they introduced David Lynch. Or it was before they introduced the movie, Inland Empire. Then Inland Empire was over, there was a slight recess, everyone clapped, they loved the movie. David Lynch came out and talked about cinema for a long time. I don't remember any of it, only that David Lynch did this a lot and said, everything is scripted. Now, what he was saying by that was that most of his films were all scripted, and they rarely ever improv'd anything. And I believe that 100%, but not on Inland Empire. I don't know the rumor on it. It probably was scripted. Supposedly it was about a movie that was haunted, about another movie that was haunted. And there is the Reunion Tower right there, which is in the film Tree of Life. It pretty much is in a big, not a big chunk of it, but it's seen. The Sean Penn sequences are, they show that right there with Union Tower. God, we're pretty close to the pickup. I didn't think I was that close. The luck of the Irish, as they say. There's some green right there. I'm half Irish, half English. I got a little touch of Apache, enough to make me a little, you know, engines. Enough to make me film that right there. I didn't even know there was a Walmart like this close. I just learned today from Cash Jordan, one of my favorite vloggers out of New York. Shout out to Cash Jordan. That there's no Walmart in New York City, as in, you know, the whole city of Manhattan. When I was there, they had a Kmart. So, I don't know. I guess they don't, it's not like up to New York standards or something to have a Walmart. There's Elm, there's Maine. I just vlogged this. There's Commerce. Turn me around. We're gonna get a side shot right here. I gotta make sure we turn the radio off. Of Dealey Plaza. There's right there. Right, that's Dealey Plaza right there. For 6 floors right there. Is that a statue of JFK? I don't know, a statue of somebody right there. To go by and see that. I know the, this is something. Got a green light. Yeah, the memorial for JFK is actually down here. I'm gonna have to cut off here for a minute. And that memorial for John F. Kennedy is located just a few blocks from the assassination. It's right there. I've been in it a few times. Got some S8 stuff, Samsung 8 stuff in that. Raw upload post. Right off Market, which is where we're at. Market. It was right there. That's the memorial for John F. Kennedy.